Going on, everybody? It is May 6th. It is a Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. So, a few weeks ago, I talked about Pirates of the Caribbean 6 and Disney wanting Johnny Depp to come back. There was reports that some executives were lobbying for him to come back. And there's a lot of good reasons for that, particularly how well the movie does overseas. Pirates of the Caribbean actually makes more money in other countries than it does in North America. In fact, one of the reasons that Pirates of the Caribbean 5 is considered a success is because of how well it did in China. They love those movies over there. They love them. And it would make sense to bring Johnny Depp back. That doesn't seem to be what's going to happen, though, unfortunately. So an actor that was involved in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movies did an interview saying they're definitely working on one not that long ago. A lot of media outlets ran with it. A lot of them put Johnny Depp's for sure coming back when that really wasn't 100% confirmed. I speculated that they were going to bring him back due to the fact that there was leaks of an executive wanting him back. And that's likely true. I bet you there was an executive saying, hey, well, let's bring him back because he's bankable, especially overseas. But, ever since the whole herd situation went down, they've tried to distance themselves from him, unfortunately. I think that he could definitely come back now and it really wouldn't be a big deal because of all the bad press that she's had. Anyway, that's when a lot of these rumors kicked off. However, it looks like that's not going to happen. So under several outlets that are reporting this now, so I'm going to give it a little bit more credibility because it's not just one or two. There's about 4 or 5 outlets that have talked about it. We have titles like this. Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean 6 rejects Johnny Depp to make way for a reboot. Then we have CBR. Disney developing female-led Pirates of the Caribbean film. Disney is developing a new Pirates of the Caribbean film and reportedly has a specific actor in mind for the lead. And then we'll go with the article that I'm going to talk about from Disney Insider. Pirates of the Caribbean reboot moving forward with a female lead, which is Karen Gillian. Now, that's not confirmed. This is who they want to play her. Okay, this isn't 100%. According to the Insider, Daniel Reichman, this is who they want to play her. They're going to have some problems. They're going to have to smush that chest in a little too big for modern Hollywood. Need those to come down a cup or two. Maybe CGI might be able to help with that. It's going to be a little bit of an issue. Those are a little too big for modern Hollywood. Even though she was in a recent movie, the Jumanji movies with them, still a little bit too big for a huge blockbuster like this. So those are going to have to come down a little bit. Just a tad. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm not kind of kidding because in Hollywood and in all forms of entertainment, a stacked lady is kind of frowned upon. They're kind of, look at The Last of Us 2. We got to get rid of those things. So this is kind of disappointing. And I'm going to go through this article here, but how many times have we seen this? And it's like, here we go. Another female-led reboot. How many times have they done this? They've done this so many times in Hollywood. Let's just take something that already exists. Let's reboot it, put a woman on there, and just put it out there. It's very lazy storytelling, number one, because you're just retelling something, but you're just inserting a different gender. It's like, oh, great. I'm really looking forward to this. It's never really worked. Every time that they've done this, it's always flopped. Nobody likes it. Nobody accepts it. It's more of the subverting expectations and all that stuff that they like to do. Nobody likes this. Nobody wants this. You know what people want? People want you to bring back Johnny Depp and the Turners and stuff like that. That's what people want. Now, I do think Pirates of the Caribbean 5 really wrapped up everybody's story arcs very nicely and really could be the end of the series. But you could bring Johnny Depp back and do something. You could bring back some of the characters. There's always a story to tell somewhere. That's where the real money is. This is going to flop. I can already tell you this is going to bomb. Nobody wants this. And I'm really shocked that they're going to move forward with this, considering Disney's recent earnings call Disney earnings plummet more than 90% as everything going on right now wipes out more than $1 billion from the company. This is drastically bad. You know, they don't have unlimited resources. Eventually, they're going to all run out of money. Hollywood's in a lot of trouble, okay? Those cash reserves are going to dwindle badly, all right? So I expect in 2 to 3 years, a very different Hollywood, one that can't afford to make mistakes like they're doing right now. This is a disaster. This movie is going to be such a flop. It's going to be a spectacular flop. And I like Karen. I think she's a good actress, and I like her. And I loved her in Jumanji. I loved her in Avengers. She played Nebula, if you didn't know that. So she has a lot of range. She can play different characters very well. That's a talent that a lot of people honestly really don't have, is range. So I think she's got the ability to do a fine job. It's just the fact that I've already seen Pirates of the Caribbean. Most people, in fact, just about everybody has seen them. Nobody wants to see Mrs. Jacqueline Sparrow. Nobody wants to watch that. But hell, we don't even know if she's going to do the role. She hasn't, as far as the insider knows, from what I've read, she hasn't even had any formal talks. That's just a name on their short list. So let's go over this and let's see what they're saying. So, back in 2018, reports surfaced that Disney was set to reboot their blockbuster franchise, Pirates of the Caribbean. Since then, fans have been wondering, what would that mean for Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow? Well, I can say don't expect him to return. According to insider Daniel Reichman, the studio is in fact going the reboot route and are currently looking for a female lead. And one name at the top of Disney's list to lead the reboot is Avengers Endgame and Jumanji, the next level star Gillian. This is something I can also confirm, as I've heard rumblings as Gillian as early as last fall. As of now, it is unknown if the actress has had any formal talks with the studio, but the studio is definitely interested. And that's what I was saying before. They haven't even really officially talked to her as far as the insider is aware. So that's a big thing right there. But it does seem that they want to go the female reboot route, which is a stupid, stupid move. You would think when you're sitting there kicking around ideas, you would say, has this worked? I mean, they've done this quite a few times now with franchises. That Ocean's, I don't remember which number it was, but there was that Ocean's reboot where it was all females, and that movie bombed spectacularly. And then they blamed men. I wonder if they'll blame men this time. Oh, it's the man's fault. They didn't want to see a woman pirate. Oh, man. It just writes itself, folks. So anyway, another tidbit I hear is that the studio is also considering a woman of color for the role. Character and story details are being kept under wraps, though fan speculation will go wild now that Gillian's name has been mentioned. There could be a possibility that the film will be centered on Red, the popular female pirate featured at the Pirates of the Caribbean Disney attraction, and is a meet and greet character. That would be interesting. I don't know anything about that character because I haven't been to any of the parks in a long, long time. But I don't think it really matters who you base it on. Nobody wants to see a female-led reboot. It's the laziest crap Hollywood has done, is just make these reboots and reinsert POC and whammon all over the film. You can't just do it right. No, it's got to be artificial to promote the message. So, back in October, Disney tapped Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin and Ted Elliott, who wrote the previous Pirates films, to find a fresh new direction for the franchise. Jerry Bruckheimer and Chad Oman, Pirates of the Caribbean National Treasure, will produce. A director has yet to be picked, but Disney has several names they've looked at. I won't share the names I have heard for now. I'll save that for a future scoop I've been working on. The budget on the film is north of $100 million and is being made for a theatrical release despite rumors of a Disney Plus series. $100 million. That's interesting considering they're blowing money. I wonder if everything going on right now will affect this movie and they might maybe still go back to Johnny Depp. So I want to point out here, before we continue on, that this isn't final. It's not an impossibility that they could ditch all of these plans and go ahead and just move forward with the Johnny Depp-led film. But I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to stick with these plans because it's the woke route. These companies think that they'll bounce back, and I don't know. I think we need a few more bombs, and they need to get really low on money, which isn't that far off, for them to realize that these are stupid ideas. So we'll see what happens, but unfortunately, I just don't think that they're going to bring him back. Though Depp's involvement has yet to be addressed by Disney, this is indeed a reboot, so it is unlikely he returns. Back in 2018, president of Walt Disney Studios Motion Picture Production, Sean Bailey, spoke with The Hollywood Reporter regarding the reboot and avoided the question of Depp's involvement. Here's what he had to say. "We want to bring in new energy and fertility. I love the Pirates movies, but part of the reason Paul and Rhett are so interesting is that we want to give it a kick in the pants. And that's what I've tasked them with." The Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is one of the most financially successful of all time. The 5 films have grossed over $4.5 billion at the worldwide box office. The last time Dead Men Tell No Tales ended up making $794 million worldwide for the studio, dominating the Memorial Weekend in 2017. And I don't think you're going to see that figure again. Not going this route. This will be a colossal failure, and I will enjoy laughing at its failure because there's no way you can tell me this is the one time it's gonna work. It won't work, especially when you've had such well-known names attached to it. It just never works. These reboots are always failures, and I'm glad they are. I hate reboots. I don't like them. They're rarely good. It's like, just leave movies alone. Okay? You don't need to milk Pirates of the Caribbean. If you're not bringing Johnny Depp back, then just don't make another one. Nobody wants to see this. So I'm looking forward to this failure. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be hilarious to watch it fail worldwide because no one's going to like this. China's not going to like this. And they really depend on that market, which is why I pray that they reconsider this and think about it because, listen, that money ain't going to last. You're already burning cash. Why don't you make your easy billion, bring back Johnny Depp, and do it right? But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Give me your thoughts. What do you think about all of this? If you would, throw a like up and share the video. Make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.